I am sure that you are aware of some memes floating around out there that our universe is some kind of computer universe. Let us examine this concept by first noticing how the number of planets in our universe correspond to the number of transistors in these computer central processing chips, give or take a few quadrillion, as we consider that the universe might be a lot smaller than we think it is, and the planet on which we exist is one of billions of transistors in the gigantic computer chip that we call the universe, perhaps, that is disguised as the natural universe. It is also significant that the two types of planets in our solar system and the rest of the universe, probably, e.g. the inner and outer terrestrial and gas giant planets, correspond to the two types of transistors of the types used in computer chips. And with us splitting hairs here, but only up to a point, let us consider that transistors are semiconductors, of which there are two types, just like there are two types of planets in our solar system and probably other star systems in the universe, with the sizes of planets and transistors also abstractly corresponding to each other, including their physical and chemical structures, internally and externally, as we can see with our own eyes in some of these comparisons. The same could be said of the evolution and formation of the planets in our solar system compared to the formation and evolution of transistors, as we bear in mind that gravity and magnetism over a period of billions of years pulled meteorites and dust and gas into the three-layered sphere we call the Earth, with help from natural erosion processes. And with Earth being the only example I will focus on, including its three layers and its metal and silicone-based chemical similarities to three-layered metallic and silicone transistors, which is something you can confirm yourself by looking it up on the internet if you don't believe me when I say that they are chemically identical. Also bear in mind that spherical transistors actually exist, thereby rendering it irrelevant here if Earth is round or flat. This includes the relative locations of the electrical and or optical signal input and output circuits compared to what are called planetary Peterson and Hall currents / Birkeland currents. And we can see with our own eyes that the overall physical structures are identical, through which electricity flows to and from the Earth and out into the solar system and beyond, supposedly, in a dynamic that would probably apply to other planets as well. I think the similarities in these comparisons here are incredible. Also consider, as you think about the significance of these comparisons, is that transistors are in part used to make biological sensor chips as well as neuromorphic chips, which are chips that mimic the architecture of the human brain. A couple of examples I added in here somewhere to help place things into perspective. With help from the just mentioned fact that the physics and chemistry of the Earth appear to mirror the physics and chemistry of transistors and computers and other technologies that are all made of silicon and metals and their respective oxides that are mined from the Earth. The irony of which is evident when we consider these comparisons. It could also be said that the numbers of planets and stars at large in the universe mirror the numbers of neurons in neuromorphic CPUs, give or take a few quadrillion planets and stars. And while I don't claim to actually believe for certain we exist in some kind of computer universe, it would not surprise me if we did. It also wouldn't surprise me if the scientists and engineers here on Earth are following in the footsteps of the scientists and engineers who manufactured our computer universe, if indeed it is a computer. in part because computer scientists and engineers here on, while also naming many of these digital creations after deities, the lingo of which overlap into each other, in a collision of physics and metaphysics that is all reducible to pure physics because there is no such thing as magic. With black holes supposedly being computers, according to Scientific American magazine, and a universe that is supposedly interconnected by a network of black hole wormholes and galactic filaments and so forth that I believe are all technological in nature. And if you like this video, subscribe, share, and hit the like and notification buttons.